Let me show you how to enable Gemini inside of VS Code. Like anything in VS Code, Gemini is just an extension. So we need to navigate over to the extensions panel and then search for it. You can get to the extensions panel by clicking on these blocks over here or hitting Control-Shift-X on the keyboard. Now we can go up to the top and search for Gemini Code Assist. The first option with almost 200,000 downloads is the extension that we want. We can also see that it is published by Google. So to install it, we just hit install. Now it's just making sure that we trust the extension's publisher, which is Google. And for me, I'm just going to trust them. I'll hit trust publisher and install. Once it's done installing, we get this nice welcome menu that shows us what we can do with Gemini Code Assist. We also get a new icon in the bottom right. It's the Gemini icon, but it has a slash through it. That's because we haven't logged in yet. If we go over to the left and click on these three dots to see additional views, we can then select the Gemini Code Assist panel. This opens up our chat and it tells us, hey, we need to sign in with Google. So that's what we'll do. We'll click on sign in with Google. Now next, since we're navigating outside of VS Code, it's letting you know, are you okay with navigating to an external website? I'm all right with it, so I'm going to click on open. It then opens up this page in your browser, and this is where you sign in to Google. Once you sign in, it'll take you to this screen where it tells you you're now authorized to use it on VS Code. So then we can close out of that browser and you'll see now the Code Assist now says my name. It pulled down that information. And now that I'm signed in, I can select a project from Google Cloud and start getting code suggestions inside of my code base. So the next thing we need to do is select a Google Cloud project. Here it opens up a panel at the top and it already pulls down all of the projects that I have associated with this account. If you've never created a project on Google Cloud, you may not see anything here. It might just be create a new Google Cloud project, which for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll go through that process. If you select that, it will then ask you to go through the Google Cloud console and create the project inside of a browser. So we'll hit open again. So once you open up the new project screen inside your browser, you can name it and add it to an organization. After you've named it, we just hit create and we have created our project. So now we go back to VS Code and there's a refresh button here where we'll just refresh all of the projects that we have in our account. And now we have a new project that we can select for this extension. Once you select it, since we just created a new project, we need to enable the API. Otherwise, it won't work for us. When the error pops up, you'll need to make sure that you click on Enable API. Now, it's worth noting that Gemini Code Assist is not free. It's actually $19 per month for a standard user or $45 per month for an enterprise user. But when you first sign up for Gemini Code Assist, it actually gives you 1 month free. So you can start using it for a month and see if you like it. And after that, you can start paying for it if you'd want. So this is why it's saying you're missing a valid license for Gemini Code Assist. It's because we actually haven't purchased Code Assist. We're just getting that 1 month free for the standard edition. So now that we have this enabled, we can start using it. The first way I want to show you how to use it is through the editor. So here I started typing a new function for this file, which is email, and I want to find the user by email. Well, you can see that I'm getting this auto completion where I can start typing and then I hit tab and I can complete the auto completion and it gives me all of that code, and that was driven by the Gemini Code Assist. So I can keep hitting tab and fill out this entire file. And now I have a function that finds a user by its email. Now, another way to interact with Gemini is by writing a comment and then hitting enter. And then underneath the comment, it'll start giving you code suggestions towards what you wanted for that particular comment. So here I am just continuously getting suggestions by Gemini, and sometimes it can be a bit finicky. So the autocomplete isn't necessarily the best way at generating code. If I remove this and then I hit Control or Command I on my keyboard, it opens up this Code Assist menu. Here I can ask it to generate the code that I want. So one of the selections is /generate. And then from here, I'll hit space and then I'll describe what it is I want it to generate. Once I've described what I want it to generate, I'll hit enter and it starts to think. Then it automatically gives me the suggestion, but it's not actually in the file. It's a diff. So now that I've been given this diff, I can kind of look over it, see that I like it. And now I have an option up here in the right to either accept or decline this diff. I'm pretty happy with what I see here, so I'm going to click on the accept button. Then it automatically puts it into my file. Now what happens when I have an error in my file? If I hover over the error, I can go to the quick fix menu. And inside of here is a /fix. And this will trigger Gemini to try to resolve this issue. Notice how it started to think about it and then it applied a fix. And here again, we're in this diff view and all I'm going to do is hit accept because I know that this is the correct code for this situation. But what if we're not really sure what a bit of code is doing? What we can do is we can highlight it and then hit Control I on the keyboard and then go to explain this. And this will explain what this selected code is. This will just open up the Gemini chat and then copy over our selection into the chat and say explain this. Here's telling me this code snippet defines a function called verify email input that takes an email address as a string and returns a Boolean indicating whether that email is valid according to a basic format check. That's pretty interesting, but what if I want to make sure that this code is actually correct? What I want to do is I want to generate some unit tests that I could run just to make sure that I'm covering all the cases that I need. So like we showed with explain this, we also have generate unit tests, and you can find that in the same menu by selecting the code and hitting Control I on the keyboard and then going to generate unit tests. Or since we already have a button, it's prompting us, we could also just click on this button and get those unit tests. So I asked it to generate some unit tests and it gave me a bunch of code for those unit tests. Now, just to be clear, this doesn't add it to any files. It just keeps it inside of this chat. So we need to add it to files if we want to keep it. To do that, we have these buttons up here to either copy to a clipboard so we can paste it into a file, insert it in the current file on the current cursor that we're at, diff between the open file and what is portrayed here, or we can open in a new file. I clicked on open in a file, but we actually haven't saved it yet, so it's like creating an untitled new file that you haven't created on your file system. It's just in the editor, and what we would have to do is we'd have to save this somewhere so it can resolve this email file as well as the describe and the unit testing framework that we're using. It's also worth noting inside the chat, if we want to include multiple files across our code base, all we do is add the @ symbol and then it pulls up this list of all of our files in our code base, and we can select the ones that we want. So here I have 3 different files that I want to get explained what they're actually doing. Once Gemini is done thinking, it gives me an explanation of each file. This file handles the logic for 2-factor authentication. This file contains utility functions related to email addresses. This file actually manages the email verification process. So as you can see, Gemini Code Assist is really useful in development, and I would suggest at least trying it out. But this is how you install Gemini Code Assist and how you can use it inside of VS Code.